Do you think we can get ready in 20 seconds again? Think you can count to 20?
Yeah. 2,
Alright, here we go.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
That counts.
2 seconds late.
Okay, transformation complete. Well, welcome to Starlight Science again. I'm Dr. T, and with me is Dr. R. Howdy. We're continuing our countdown to Easter today, and well, today we come to one of the saddest parts of Easter. Do you know which part I mean?
The part where Jesus dies?
No, that's sad. But it's before that.
The part where Judas betrays him?
Well, it's after that.
The part where the crowds that welcomed him on Palm Sunday turn on him and demand the governor release a hardened criminal instead of Jesus?
Well, not that part either.
Well, you better just tell me because there's a lot of sad parts to this story.
That's true. Well, let's go in our Bibles to Mark chapter 14, 66 to 72. And then you'll see the part that I mean here.
Verse 66. Peter was below in the courtyard. One of the high priest's female servants came by. When she saw Peter warming himself, she looked closely at him. "You also were with Jesus, that Nazarene," she said. But Peter said he had not been with him. "I don't know or understand what you're talking about," he said. He went out to the entrance to the courtyard.
The servant saw him there. And again she said to those standing around, "Is not this fellow was with him?" And again he said, "I was not."
After a little while, those standing nearby said to Peter, "You must be one of them. You are from Galilee." Then Peter began to curse. He said to them, "I don't know this man you're talking about." Right away, the rooster crowed the second time. Then Peter remembered what Jesus had spoken to him. "The rooster will crow twice," he had said. "Before it does, you will say 3 times that you do not know me." Peter broke down and cried.
So, I'm speaking about the part where Peter denies knowing Jesus. He said he didn't know Jesus. Did Peter know Jesus?
So, okay, that is a sad part. Peter told Jesus he wasn't afraid to die with him. He wanted to be so brave, and then he turns around and denies ever knowing Jesus 3 times.
Such a sad moment. This is the same Peter who had faith to walk on water. And then when he had his chance to stand for Jesus, he turns chicken.
I thought it was a rooster.
What?
Never mind.
Can you imagine the moment, how Peter felt in the moment that the rooster crowed? He had failed. He let fear get the best of him, and just as Jesus said it would. He loved Jesus more than anything. He had witnessed all the miracles that Jesus had performed. He had even had faith to walk on water.
Yeah. When Peter saw Jesus standing in chains, being sentenced to die, he got scared. And suddenly he wasn't so sure he wanted to die with Jesus. He lied not once but 3 times about knowing Jesus, all so he could save his own life.
If only Peter had remembered the faith and courage it took to walk on water, maybe he could have resisted his fear. Well, today we're going to remind ourselves of that miracle.
We're going to walk on water?
No, but we're going to walk on eggs.
What? Walk in eggs? That's crazy.
And you're just the person crazy enough to do it.
What? Me? No way, Jose. Not going to happen.
Well, alright. First one with their shoes off has to do it.
No! No! Let go of me! No!
Come on, for the kids.
No. No way.
For science.
Nuh-uh.
Well, listen to me. If you were to step on one egg, well, science tells us that it would break. But if you're to step on a whole carton of eggs, it's supposed to not break.
Well, it does, huh? Okay. But if it doesn't work, you owe me a new pair of socks.
Alright, I'll take the chance.
Okay.
And they are real raw eggs.
No wonder your mom had so many eggs. Why do you have so many eggs?
Well, because
Science.
Dr. R is going to walk across them. Do you think she can do it?
Yeah, because they're cartons.
They're cartons? But the cartons aren't very strong.
Well,
Do you guys believe in me?
yeah.
Okay.
Because they won't like wobble.
You think so?
Once I stepped on an egg, it's gonna break.
Okay, the first one broke, but the second two didn't.
Now you over a new song.
We had,
I do
we
over
had
your socks.
enough to break less than half of the eggs.
There we go. Alright.
You broke 4.
Just a
We
couple in the
broke
middle.
only 5.
This one
So-
didn't get broken at all. Is that a...
Yes.
Way to go, Dr. R. Round of applause for Dr. R. Woo!
Well, you owe me a new pair of socks, Doctor.
Alright, next week I will have your socks. Wow! You did it. We got halfway, more than half. You did it.
I can't believe it. I was so afraid, but I trusted you and I made it. Imagine if I trusted God that much and what I could do.
Exactly. God doesn't want us to be afraid. He especially doesn't want us to be fearful for standing up for Jesus. If we place our trust in God, we can find the courage to say, yes, I believe in Jesus. And then we can share our faith with anyone. When we overcome our fears for Jesus, we can be witnesses to the good news of Jesus.
Yeah. Peter was a changed man, and he became a leader in the new church. He became brave enough to stand for Jesus. When Jesus met Peter, he called him the rock, saying that on this rock he would build a new church. Peter didn't act like a rock the night that he denied Jesus. In fact, there were many times that Peter acted like anything but a rock. But in the end, Peter found the faith to overcome his fears, and he became all Jesus said he would.
So what fears do you have this morning? Are they fears about the future, fears about kids that give you a hard time at school, or fears about your dreams and hopes that you have in different activities? What fears do you have about your faith? Do you worry that if you let people know that you're a Christian, that something bad will happen after that? Are you afraid to let people know that you believe in Jesus?
Well, whenever you feel afraid, remember the story of Peter. Remember the courage he had to walk on water. Remember how Jesus forgave him for his denial. And remember how Peter became the rock, the leader and founder of Christ's church on earth. Ask God to give you courage like Peter, and God will make you very strong.
That's the spirit, Dr. R. So kids, when you're afraid, remember our pal Dr. R here, who overcame her fear and walked across eggs. Right? And even though some broke, right? Sometimes things won't always go exactly as we had planned, but God will see us through, right? She made it to the end, right? And she gets a new pair of socks, right? And remember Peter, and ask God to give you the courage to walk on water, eggs, instead of running and hiding. God will give you courage.
And keep your socks clean.
All right, and that's all we have for today. So.